Let's talk about exactly when traditional marketing still makes sense. So last week I got a call. I got a call from a friend who asked me a simple question, but it's resonated with me ever since. They asked me, when does it still make sense to do traditional marketing in comparison to digital marketing? And I was just driving downtown, driving along, and I'm seeing all the billboards. I'm seeing things on the side of the road. I just saw a bus go by with ads on the side. And that's what this episode's all about. Let's talk about exactly when traditional marketing still makes sense. Let's go. I don't know why I did that. I'm just in the car. This isn't going to be a fancy episode, but I think it's going to give you guys a lot of value. So stick around as I talk about some of the points on when traditional marketing still makes sense. All right, number one. Traditional marketing still makes sense when it gives you more touch points. What I mean by that is this. On Facebook recently, and this is continually changing, but $100 on Facebook on an average boost gets you about 7,000 impressions. So $1,000 is about 70,000 impressions on Facebook. 70,000 eyeballs are going to physically see your brand. Now, in the real world, the prices are changing, billboards are changing, and what that allows for is it allows you to find some really good deals. So if, let's say, a billboard is in a high traffic area that gets 80 or 90,000 people that drive by it a month, if that billboard then is somewhere in the ballpark of $1,000, then it's a discount to buy that billboard in comparison to buying online ads. So it's constantly fluctuating. And I think people are now thinking that digital ads are just cheaper all around. It's the low priced attention, but that's not the case. There's deals that are out there that you have to think about for your brand if it adheres to your customer and to your avatar. That brings me to number two. If it adheres to your customer avatar, when you guys are working through who your core customers are in your core customer avatar documents, stretch them out across the table and look at them. And if any of those individuals or customer segments get their information from someplace other than digital, then it may be important for you to assess if some of those marketing options make sense for you. Now, that's not saying you're not going to find those individuals on digital platforms and social media. Those individuals most likely are still using Google for searches. They're still on social media, but it doesn't mean they're all getting their credible information, their validated information from those sources. Now, a good example that I like to use for this is demographics that like reading magazines that still get their validated content from magazines. It can be important for you to pick one of those magazines to be in and put your brand out there. Now, I will note that you are not going to be able to measure the actual impact of that magazine as well as you can do online. You'll still able to track some things, you're able to look at some traffic changes, but you're not gonna be able to track everything. However, if you can see an impact, if you can see that people are mentioning it, you get some of that word of mouth attention through the magazine ads that you're putting, or if you can tell through the checkout on your website that someone checked the box that they found you in a magazine, and you can track some of that, then trial and error is everything. Create and correct as much as possible and try to make that a reality. Okay, maybe this episode's gonna be more interesting than I thought. The parking guy is waving at me. I gotta move. Hold on one sec. All right, I found a new spot. I think we're good here. Number three. Whenever traditional marketing can build your audience. Now, I'm not talking about your follower count. I'm talking about your remarketing audience. So if there is a traditional platform that works for your avatars, that works for your product, your niche, that allows you to get traffic to your site. So sometimes that could be radio, someone texting in and you get those text message numbers. Sometimes that could be putting your website on a TV commercial. Those are just examples, but if there's any traditional means that get people to your website where you can capture them as part of your remarketing audience, it is a fantastic way in order to build up an audience that's a little bit different than the people that you can get through online. Sometimes that allows you to capitalize on your whole demographic, not just the section of demographic that's on digital platforms regularly. And again, sometimes those traditional platforms, for some demographics, not all, are seen as those validating presences, and you are more likely to get some of those individuals to come to your website because of that. Now, number 4, I want to talk about the validating a little bit more. So for example, there's a lot of large businesses that still buy TV commercials. Now, TV commercials in comparison to impressions and what we can do online are not the best buy. At this point in time, they are more expensive than you can purchase through digital platforms. So what that allows for is it allows for a lot of companies to catch up to some of the big companies, build up this brand equity online with lower priced attention. However, TV commercials still have a validating aspect to them. It's the same thing with radio ads. It's the same thing sometimes with some demographics with newspaper ads. They just have this feel to them that make people think that that company's automatically credible. If you're a business that's starting to scale, you've built up this brand equity online and you're trying to take it to the next level, sometimes assessing TV commercials is a great option. Now, it's not something where you should put all of your marketing into it. It's something that I would use as a supplement to your online and digital presence to allow yourself to build up more of that brand equity that you've been working on. Lastly, number 5. This is an important one if you are a local community business. Traditional marketing can help you support your community. If you get into let's say you buy into the pamphlet of the local hockey team, or you're in the local arena, local billboards, local newspapers, local radio stations. If you are a local business and you're only focused on local, sometimes being involved in those communities, sponsoring an event is a great one. Being involved in your community can help you build up your network and extend your brand. Again, take everything I said today with a grain of salt, because digital platforms, you can still track the most. You can track almost everything. It's still the lowest price attention for the most part. And it is the future of where new demographics, younger demographics are going to continually get their information as they get older, extending across basically all marketing demographics of people buying products. So you need to be on digital in some capacity, at least minimum having your website in that Google My Business location. However, as you get bigger, traditional platforms can make a big difference. That's it for this episode, guys. I was rambling a little bit at the end there, but I hope I provided you guys with a little bit of clarity and a little bit of value on if traditional marketing still makes sense for your business. As you notice, there is times when it will make a difference. If you guys have any other ideas, make sure you put them in the comments below. Hit like or dislike if you did not like this video. I will not hold it against you. I want that feedback, and I really, really hope to see you guys in my next episode. That's all for now.